Rob Kruger, Take and Talk Pics. Let's critique the masters. All right, photo world, here we go with a new episode on Take and Talk Pics. We are going to critique the masters and their artwork, their photography. This one in particular here is the Jeffery Pine image. Very famous, very well known. I'm sure so many of you have seen it. Hopefully most of you know, but if you don't, the master I'm critiquing today is none other than the father of photography himself, Ansel Adams. So when we look at this image, first of all, obviously it stands out. But why? What's so interesting about it? Well, there's a few things. One, I'd like to say that the rule of thirds is a nice, easy thing to point out in how much it helps the image. Very simple, very basic for a lot of photographers out there to try to use the rule of thirds, but let's take a look here. In this particular scene, we have a nice horizon line on this lower horizon line there, right there. Beautiful. I know you could argue that this could be the horizon, down here could be the horizon. It's a perfect placement because that foreground being so much larger right there for us, right up front of the camera, it lines up beautifully. Then we meet on that top horizon line with a lot of information. It's just coming up and over that Jeffery Pine and then boop, plopped on there, resting on it. So all that weight of the tree is actually resting right on that line. It looks fantastic. The vertical is not perfect. No, not quite, but it is close. And we have a good intersection in this. But we also have a lot of good leading lines here. This lower branch coming all the way across through the middle and a slight angle upward. This top here leading up and over in an arc, but then look at that nice triangle. Beautiful right there. Beautiful triangle right, center top kind of shows it off. And then we have these nice, long triangles here. Geometry is always a really nice and easy thing to do there, to kind of showcase an image and get your eye to move through the scene. And that's the purpose. You want an image that's worth looking at, but then you want an image that's worth looking at for more than a few seconds. And that's where it goes to another level. When you have that kind of stuff going for you in an image, there's plenty of great images out there when you see them, you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you move on. Yeah, you just said it's cool and that's the end of it. Like that was it. You need to create images that you go, whoa, that's pretty awesome. And you sit there and wonder why, and it's just the simple stuff, the geometry, the large triangles, the smaller within, these nice arcing lines over up and top here, following the rule of thirds, a great balance between foreground, this tree, these what appear to be massive rocks, and then way off in the background, these gigantic mountains. Way off in the background, these gigantic mountains. Obviously, those mountains are enormous, but they're so small because they're far away. And using that perspective to your advantage, now that's another thing, that balance from foreground to background. Now, I will say, could we step back just a little bit and get a little bit more of this side over here on the left, just so we can see how that root of the tree starts to finish out? Maybe there's something going on that's interesting here. Could we have stepped back? Could, Ansel had stepped back and given us a little bit more there? Would that have done more? Well, it probably would have moved the vertical a little bit further in to our rule of thirds vertical. Yeah. But the distance here, this little breathing room versus this little breathing room, especially when you get up that way, that's almost even. Maybe there's some thought there, this larger space here to the negative space up here. It's just creating the best of the situation. Who knows? Maybe there's something else going on there that kind of interfered, and it's like, let's lose it. But it doesn't matter, because the reality is no image is going to be perfect. Even somebody who has such perfect imagery like Ansel Adams, no image is going to be perfect, but it will elevate to another level depending on how you're shooting it. So I always like to argue the fact that you could have 3, 4, 10, 50 different photographers shoot the same scene, and no two images are going to be exactly the same. They're going to be a little bit different. We see a little bit differently. We frame a little bit differently. We're going to choose a different focal length. All that stuff is going to come together in making the image what we believe is our own at the time of creating it. And that's the case for any photographer. But knowing to take those steps, just, lining those lines up, understanding the geometry, understanding the balance, not to mention the exposure and knowing when to let those shadows fall off and be of no information, or those highlights to be just enough intact. In digital, we have to fight to keep the highlights in place. In film, where this image was created, when this image was created, it was about keeping the shadows intact. So having this great shadow detail here, was the hard part, as opposed to worrying about the highlights. And then in digital, we have, you got to worry about those highlights because you can always pull a little bit out of the shade, and make it happen. So making those distinctions as we're creating the picture, and then in the editing process, sure, there's a lot of latitude, but to know what you want out of it, it's okay to let things go. This shadow detail here just starts to disappear underneath. That's fine. Who cares? You don't need every ounce of it to have, a great image. And depending on your screen, actually, there's quite a bit of shadow detail, but it just starts to fall off enough where you can't see some of it. And that's one of the beautiful things about, Ansel Adams, especially as being the first master I'm pulling out of the woodwork to review and critique a little bit, is he was an expert at creating that dynamic range, having a lot of information in the highlights all the way down to those shadows and keeping a lot of great information. So that way you, the viewer, it's like you're there, because when you go out and you see a scene, your eyes can handle the highlight areas and the shadow details, and you can see it all. And then you wonder, why can't I get that with a picture? Well, that's the task and the restriction of the camera that we have to deal with. And when we do, and we do it effectively, it becomes so much more beautiful of an image. It becomes so much more worth to share and show. And I think this is a great scene here, a great image, because it's so famous. One, two, it's a famous photographer, if not the most famous photographer to start with in this small little video series of critiquing the masters. But I hope you learned a little bit here. There's a lot of great little nuggets to think about, and it's just that tiny stuff. That little stuff goes a long way. And your images that are already done, if you're like, oh man, if I could do it differently, think about that. What would you do differently to make it that much better? So that way when you go out again, you can think about it, on site and go, wait, if I just take a second and I go think about the angle, think about the perspective, think about my balance and my lines and my geometry and my rule of thirds and all the different things, framing and all sorts of stuff. And this is just for black and white. You get into things like color and you have a whole nother thing to think about. Are they complementary colors? Do they clash? Are they standing out in a good way, in a bad way? Where does it go? So it's just always thinking about it. And I think that's one thing that's not lost in photography, but it becomes more difficult as there's more photographers out there. So when you're getting into this, you'll find that you shoot slower and create better images. Slow it down, take your time to create a photograph instead of just snapping some pictures. Take and Talk Pics, please subscribe. See you on the next one.